All right. Welcome back, my regular viewers, listeners, and watchers. And of course, if you happen to be here for the very first time, welcome. Before I go any further, my name is Rahul George, India's premier eye hypnosis life healer coach and your personal guide. So today's pod is special, especially for those of you who've been tuning in regularly over the last couple of days. I've been recording these pods live, but I had gone only audio for obvious reasons. I had a bit of a viral, and my intention, of course, was to keep showing up, so I did that. But I decided also to be a little kind to myself, and so it was audio only, no video. But as you can probably tell, my voice is definitely on the mend, and have enough strength to be able to uh, do this with video, and more importantly, uh, you know I don't have a drippy nose, so that's why I said, okay, let's jump right back in. And aptly, our pod today is everything to do with the power of healing. And so especially on your journey as a healer, as a coach, or as a healer coach like me, if you're noticing that there are times in the month, maybe times maybe every 6 months, or at least once a year, when while of course your work involves helping other people, there's a lot of healing involved, there's a lot of self work involved, but from time to time you'll notice that maybe you might need more of that self-help than other times. And so these are those moments where what what makes us human becomes very evident. So either we are open to healing, and by that I mean we're willing to be uh, able to slow down and really become more present, or we choose to fight it. For me, of course, this has been many years in the making, and so now at this point, I am definitely more fortunate that I get to welcome, whether it is fitness, whether it is sickness, or uh, any form of ill health. When it comes in, when I say I welcome it, I mean that I'm more present to it. And so that's a very important distinction. If you're making notes, that for me, I look at every moment now more um, being present. And I was actually fascinated that how amazing it is that 5 days ago I was in a different frame of mind. We had already completed 3 months of doing these sessions, the foundation sessions, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in the mornings for 2 hours, and then every Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the evenings for 2 hours. And so there was a beautiful cadence that we had built up. And, it's like, and just another reminder, of course, to me, and I'm sure in your own journey, it's a reminder that, just because things are flowing doesn't mean that they're going to continue to maintain that cadence forever. And like in anything else, this is definitely a sign of even more amazing things that are lining up. So, just like nature, just like if you follow the stock market or any trend, any projector um, of the ebb and flow, as one calls it, just something to remember that you know as much as you will have the highs, you'll have the lows. As much as you'll have the lows, you will also have the highs. And so, just another reminder to you that we are human. And it was definitely a reminder to me that when I could feel that, that funny feeling when I knew there's something not 100% aligned, I just allowed myself to slow down, to be more present. And of course, as each day progressed, I could feel that there was definitely something like a non resident uh, entity that had decided to visit. And so I made it a point to be more present, to just kind of slow down, And obviously I've had more time to just reflect on the last couple of days, reflect on the journey so far. And now I know, of course, we are on to even more amazing things. And so, what's the lesson in this, right? Uh, Health is something that is truly magical. It is very, very mystical because we don't really know how we have health. Of course, there are a lot of devices, apps, a lot of theories, a lot of science behind how to become healthy, but we don't really know, how does healthy happen, right? And so, one of the things, of course, uh, in response to the question of how does healthy happen, is a lot of that has to do with our own thoughts. And so, every single day, and this is something that now, thankfully, I get to teach because I've been practicing it for a point in time. That the more we're willing to be present, the more I'm willing to be present. Um, and like we used to say, think happy thoughts, think healthy thoughts, think rich thoughts. You'll have more of that in your life. And so for me, this was definitely a very powerful reminder that things can change just as quickly. If everything was flowing, uh, things could kind of go on a slightly different tangent. And then just like nature, kind of like find its way again. And I could definitely feel that, in my body, uh, my thoughts. Um, so yeah, as I said, today is all about celebrating the power of health. And not only this, like I said, when we're doing this kind of work, everything that we're doing becomes an opportunity to reflect, an opportunity to then therefore assimilate, and then of course, share it with our communities. And so I know in the coming days there'll be a lot more to unpack from this, but just another reminder to you as well, that you're on this journey and you really want to make a difference. So, this is the power of when you keep showing up and you keep doing the work, you will discover more and more of you. And as you discover more of you, you will be able to lead people deeper because ultimately, uh, everybody has their own personal truth. Everybody has their own truth that they're meant to discover. And so um, our role, if I can say that, as guides, is literally to do that, to guide. Because ultimately, I can't tell you what your truth is. Of course, I can guide you. So, you know, this has been an interesting last couple of days, and I'm sure as things shift again and we get into high gear and start to create more, do more. Um, I'm sure um, it'll be an interesting adventure in itself. And so, as I said, what's the lesson in this for you? In your journey where you are, what are you noticing? Are you struggling with something, or have you just gotten out of it? And therefore, have you paused to just reflect on what is the lesson in this? And is that a lesson that you can start to apply more regularly, and eventually you can share that with others? So, I've said this before and I'll say it again. This is one of the main reasons why I've made it a point to do this pod every single day, no matter what. And it was beautiful to see how things kind of shaped up and how everything worked out. And so, yeah, I am definitely looking forward um, to more of these programs, more of these moments to reflect. And uh, I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If there's any way in which I can help you, please do reach out and let me know. And of course, as always, just a couple of things to keep in mind before I go. We meet every Monday and Friday at 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time. This is an opportunity, of course, for us to meet live, and you also get to meet our community. And especially if you're a healer, if you're a coach, or maybe you're on the healing journey and you're wanting to be part of a community that you really connect with, this is the first way in which you can connect. And you get to meet us. You get to see, do you really vibe with this community, and is the community a right fit for you? And of course, if you like this format and you want to go deeper, We do have a couple of programs. These are paid programs, and as someone once said, those who pay attention. So the first program is, of course, the foundation program. This is a 3-day process every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. And we also meet on the weekends. Is a second batch, which is between 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And if you like this format and you want to go deeper, we have a advanced program, and this is of course a 3-month process. So you get to really steep in uh, what are the values of our community. It's everything to do with the personal change that you're seeking. It's everything to do with the purpose that you are either seeking or that is driving you. And as my teacher once said, freedom is everything and love is all the rest. So everything here has got to do with connecting to who you are as a person. And of course, in all of this time, we focus on 3 very specific areas. You can call them the 3 secrets. One is your soul identity, and of course we go deeper into the topic over the course of the program. And the second is, of course, your toxic habits. A lot of times we fight with our toxic habits. We try to get rid of them, but they come right back. So this is one more area where you get to really do the deep inner work. And lastly, of course, our money breakthroughs. When you're able to work on the first two, and then you start to really go deep into exploring and making a shift in your money psychology, your money relationships, you will have money breakthroughs. So I'm really looking forward to uh, seeing you in these programs and seeing how your life will change. Literally, whether it's 3 days, whether it's over the 3-month period, this is something that you will notice will massively shift. And of course, this is a renewable membership. And lastly, of course, if you want to take the skills which I have been learning over the last 20 plus years, and I use this in running these sessions, I teach them in the mastery program. So you're more than welcome to dive deeper and learn this over the course of a 90-day process. And of course, if you want that personal attention, I do have a mentoring program, a where I coach you directly one on one, and seats do open up from time to time. So do reach out and let me know if that's something that you're looking for specifically. So having said all of that, I've said this before, I'll say it again. If there's any way in which I can help you, please do reach out and let me know. And of course, as always, remember to live your purpose. God bless. And of course, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.